Show starts in 5 minutes.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us, and we extend a cordial welcome to you. We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on our giant screen with the new, colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading about. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome.
Hey, fellas, don't fight over that hot dog. There's plenty for everyone. Big, plump, and juicy, wrapped in an oven-fresh bun. Add mustard, relish, ketchup, and go to work. Yes, the hot dogs at our refreshment center are the best you'll find anywhere. Everybody agrees on that.
It's 4 minutes till showtime.
Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack. We promise to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, your sweet tooth. So visit our refreshment center now. Let's go! Show starts in 3 minutes.
Your attention, please. All new hotshot electric in-car heaters have been installed for your comfort and convenience. Just insert heater through car window and turn on the switch. When leaving, please turn switch off and replace on speaker post. Warning, high voltage. For your own safety, do not attempt to repair or remove wires. Do not attempt to open heater unit. If you need assistance, please notify the theater box office or concession manager.
It's 2 minutes till showtime.
Popcorn, candy, ooh, hot dog, popsicle. Oh boy, Santa orange.
Show starts in 1 minute.
There are words men live by, words of strength, of wisdom, and of peace. We urge you to find the spiritual comfort and guidance we all so greatly need by attending your place of worship regularly.
Here's a new taste treat. The corn dog. Plump, juicy wieners are dipped in a thick, golden Southern-style corn batter that seals in all their freshness and flavor. If you like hot dogs, you'll love corn dogs. Everybody does. Try a corn dog with your favorite beverage. At the refreshment corner now. Corn dogs.
Oh, hey, what? Broadcasting live from beautiful Union City, New Jersey, from a different part of my house. Here's your movie quiz for Monday, November 21st. I am all out of sorts. 2022, here we go. Hello and welcome to the movie quiz. I am your host, Chris Mann Nelson. I'm in a different part of my house. Like I was saying, I'm downstairs. This is where downstairs. I'm in front of my movies. Trying not to wake up the kids, which is why I'm down here in front of all this stuff. I got an Indiana Jones thing, an ET DVD. There's more stuff too. So welcome. Today is game 6 of season 9, and it's our annual, I guess, our annual Thanksgiving show. Last year we did HANKSgiving, all Tom Hanks questions. Tonight's game is called ThankSteven. It's all about Spielberg. It's all Spielberg questions. This is a totally interactive game. If you want to play the game, all you got to do is head to this website. That's right down below here, play.themoviequiz.com. Get yourself signed up, and you can test your Spielberg knowledge. It's gonna be a lot of fun. This show and game are totally free to play. We do accept donations though. Tips be greatly appreciated, but not strictly necessary. We're doing the show on a Monday because normally we do it on Wednesday, and it's Thanksgiving Eve and nobody's gonna be around. So let's have fun. I do have a guest tonight. I don't know where he went. I lost him somehow. Let's see. Oh, here he is. Playing. I don't think he's going to be actually playing along, but hanging out with me and talking about Spielberg is a buddy of mine. It's his first time on the show. I've known him for 25 years almost. And we were roommates and we made movies together. Please welcome Mike Krasinski, or aka Ryan O'Demille. From an old movie that we made, an old TV show we made years ago. Mike, how are you?
It's also romantic. 25 years ago, making
I
movies,
know.
living together, adventures. You make it sound so nice.
It is really nice. I know we don't see each other as much as we used to, but we used to talk movies all the time. To an irritating point, really, for anybody else who was around. Surely,
My wife still has movie comment whiplash. Yeah, she has a hard time keeping up when we're
it's
together.
Exhausting. We are two exhausting men. So if you look down below, you'll see that the first question of the night is all about if you want to make this your double points game. So once a season, you can apply a double points multiplier for the season, but you got to do it beforehand. So if you think that Spielberg is in your wheelhouse, then by all means double down. It won't count as double tonight, won't help you win tonight, but could help you in the standings. We're getting towards the end of the season here, so most teams have used their double points already, but it can help and can shake things up. All right, so Mike, you're going to kind of play informally because I think you couldn't sign up.
Yeah. My company of origin is preventing me from doing so. They've got locked down. I work for the establishment, so they're not going to let that happen on this computer.
Well, we've got 3 yeses tonight. We do have a handful of yeses who will be doubling down tonight. All right, so let's get this game going and put it into in-game mode. We are going to put this, or it's coming at you in-game mode. Let's get it started let's do some ground rules before we get started. Number 1, no cheating. Don't cheat. Don't look things up. Don't use Google or IMDb. Just use what's in your brain. Number 2, don't put answers in the chat. If you are watching on YouTube or Twitch, come on over to that scrolling. Look at, I love the madness of all this shit on screen right now. I like having it, it just look completely chaotic. But find the website down there and join the game. 3, you can change your answer before time runs out. You can just resubmit it. And 4, don't forget to hit submit. You absolutely have to hit submit. Otherwise, your answer will not get to me. You'll know that your answer was submitted because you'll see a little bit of black text underneath the either the multiple choice section or the where you typed your answer. And that is that it'll show what you typed or selected. All right, so let's jump into our first round. This feels so weird doing this show. Also, my wife is right off camera looking at me. Normally people, except for the 3 times I've done this in person, there's no one looking at me. I'm like staring at a wall usually. But I'm just like in this cavernous space in my living room now. That was not a humble brag about having a cavernous living room. It's not that big. It's just big compared to the to the little studio that I build. All right, so let's jump in with your first round of the night. Hang on, hang on. There we go. It's called Amblin Man. Spielberg as producer. This round is all about Spielberg as a producer. So we're going to get into his filmography as a director as we go along. But for now, we're going to start out with his work. He's a really prolific producer of Tiny Toons and all kinds of great stuff. You can hear Alex laughing from here.
I used to stare at you all the time when you were sleeping too. So like, I mean,
I know. I mean, I don't know. I found out later. I didn't know at the time.
You knew. Right, so you knew.
I knew. I could feel. I could sense it through my eyelids. All right, so let's jump in with our first question of Amblin Man. Spielberg as a producer. It's multiple choice. Hollywood legend goes that Spielberg wasn't happy with this horror director's work on 1982's Poltergeist, and that the film was secretly directed by the Beard. So which the Beard, I mean Spielberg, which horror filmmaker had Poltergeist kind of taken away from them secretly by Spielberg? Is it Carpenter, Hooper, Craven, or Raimi? Click your selection and hit submit. Mike, did you see the Poltergeist remake?
Yeah, it was Sam Rockwell, right?
Yeah, it was Sam Rockwell. It was I forget who played who was the female lead in that. But yeah, that was during just an absolute ridiculous run of horror that just
it was very flat, I think is the best word for it. It had no soul.
It's true. Most of those didn't. They just had this like incredibly 2000s, 2010s like edgy aesthetic. Just kind of nothing memorable about them.
A little bit of strode camera.
Exactly. And like yeah, the that cinema verite like zooming style, which is irritating. All right, so the director of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Tobe Hooper, was the one who was in charge of Poltergeist, but then he kind of, I don't know what he was doing that Spielberg didn't like for Spielberg to intercede so heavily and heavy-handedly, but it must not have been good. Release the Toby cut. All right, question number 2. Universal Studios president Sid Sheinberg bafflingly insisted that what 1985 film should be called Spaceman from Pluto. Producer Spielberg saved the day by telling Sheinberg that was a great joke, forcing the exec to save face and back off the title. So I'm looking for the movie that Universal president Sid Sheinberg insisted be called Spaceman from Pluto. Mike, did you know this? Did you know this bit of trivia? Oh, I lost Mike. He's not there. I'm asking him. I'm asking nobody. I don't know where he went. Mike is very mysterious. Oh, he's coming back.
And you know,
Mike, you're mysteriously vanishing. What's happening?
It's the Poltergeist stuff sliding around on my kitchen floor upstairs too.
You got like
clown. There's a clown in the back that's about to choke me out too.
I know. I was about to ask about your clown Jack in the Box. I know you have several of them.
Well,
all right. So this movie, this was insane, an absolutely insane thing that Sid Sheinberg wanted to call this. I guess based on the fact that Marty, it's Back to the Future. I guess based on the fact that Marty pretends to be an astronaut, like pretends to be an alien for like literally a minute of the film. All right, 38% of teams got that one right. Question number 3. Sir Stevens stepped up for his protege Robert Zemeckis yet again in 1988, getting different studios to license their animated icons for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Which cartoon character is not in Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Is it Droopy Dog, Daffy Duck, Fred Flintstone, or Betty Boop? Which is the odd one out? Which one did not appear in Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Great movie. You just showed it to my kids the other day, man. They loved it.
What did they think?
No, they were locked in, man. Senior Spielberg just he backs good projects, and they draw kids in, man.
Yeah, he's great. I'm an unabashed Spielberg fan. As you can tell, I wrote an entire game about the man tonight.
And that is a Simpsons reference for anybody out there. That's so if me or Chris slip and say Senior Spielberg,
yeah, he is. Mr. Burns wants to get Steven Spielberg
not equivalent.
So he wants
the equivalent non-union.
Yeah, his non-union Mexican counterpart, Senior Spielberg. All right, so this one was close to a social. Almost everybody got this right. Fred Flintstone. Fred Flintstone didn't exist yet in the time period of the film. The movie takes place in late 40s. Fred Flintstone came around in like 1962 or so. So nicely done. 85% of teams got that one right. Mike, how would you be doing so far if your company didn't have such draconian restrictions? Would you be 3 for 3?
I would be 2 for 3. I don't want to say the name of the company out loud because they will come for me.
Sure. Sounds like they've got ears everywhere. All right. Question number 4. What filmmaker with the same name as a historical figure started their movie career after Steven bought their scripts for Gremlins and Goonies? Once again, what filmmaker with the same name as a historical figure started their career after Steven bought their scripts for Gremlins and Goonies? Spielberg bought this person's scripts.
Got that one.
All right, starting the timer now. Yeah, are you, Mike? Are you marking down a pen and paper? Are you just mental tally?
Mental tally, which will fall apart by the end, and I'll have no clue. But you know,
I mean, I could log in. I could make a team for you and just adjust it.
I got it. I'm good.
Yeah, let's keep it. Yeah, just keep it chill.
I can lie and seem much more, accomplished this way.
Exactly. But, you have plausible deniability about what you get right and get wrong. You're doing it right by saying, "Oh, I got one wrong." No, I just, humbly, I am an imperfect man. I am but mortal. All right. So this one, hopefully the historical figure clue helped tip you off that it's Chris Columbus. Chris Columbus, who went on to direct Home Alone 1 and 2, Harry Potter 1 and 2. He got a big jump by writing the scripts for Gremlins and Goonies, which were Spielberg productions. All right, question number 5. In the mid-'80s, Spielberg used his clout to get the MPAA to create what after he received numerous complaints from parents about Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? He threw his weight behind this. The MPAA is the Motion Picture Association of America. In the mid-'80s, he helped get them to create what after people were complaining about Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom?
We've had numerous conversations that went well into the night with many beverages about this.
Yeah, about this topic specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, everybody's looking good. It's looking good. People are getting this right. I think there might be one team that's not playing. So I'm going to call this one a social. It says 12 out of 13, but this is everybody who submitted got it right. Is PG-13. Because it just went from PG to R, so like Temple of Doom is like not an R-rated movie, but it's definitely not a PG movie. I just watched it yesterday. I showed Desmond because I showed him Mike, you might be disappointed by this, but you might also understand. I showed him Crystal Skull first because it's like
Most
a
cartoonish.
it's like it's an easier way to intro a kid into this world. All right, here we go. Question number 6. Almost a decade before co-founding DreamWorks, Spielberg produced An American Tail and The Land Before Time, animated classics from what director? Was that Brad Bird, John Lasseter, Henry Selick, or Don Bluth? Who was the director of those 2 films? Directed by Spielberg.
It's one of my favorites.
Which one? The first or the second one of those?
The Person.
Oh, The Person. Yeah, it's great. I feel like, is he alive?
When I was at 2 companies ago, I wrote an email and actually got a live response. It was pretty cool.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, if I'm right, I hope I'm right.
Well, what would you have said? Who were you thinking?
Can I say it now?
Yeah, you could say it. Time is up.
Bluth?
It's Bluth. Yeah. So wait, you talked to Don Bluth?
Yeah, I sent him an email. It was probably about 10 years ago now, and it was so he might be. He's getting up there, and I was like, "Hey, love that Dragon's Lair. You guys are working on it. It's this and this and this." He says, "Hey, that's great. The guys in the studio really like to hear that. It means a lot to us." Yeah.
Wow. That reminds me of a time that I was interning at the New Jersey Film Commission, and Alex Winter called, and I picked up the phone. Yeah, I was just like, wait, I know this voice. And I was like, who can I say is calling? And he's like, Alex Winter. And I was just like, because he's a producer. He's like a prolific producer.
A lot of producer, a lot of kids
so
stuff.
He was just like asking for locations. He was looking to do some location scouting in the state. All right, question number 7. Spielberg has received 6 Oscar nominations for producing Best Picture nominees. Which is the only one of those 6 nominations? Which is the only one of those 6 nominations that came from a film he did not direct? So all of these he was nominated for producing them, and they were nominated for Best Picture. Which is the only one that he did not direct? Oh, and Mike, the option, since Mike, you can't see, I think. The options are Flags of Our Fathers, Lincoln, Warhorse, and Munich. I want you to be able to keep that mental tally. All right, let's take a look at how everybody did. This film was actually directed by Clint Eastwood, but co-produced by Spielberg, I guess through DreamWorks. I'm not totally sure. It's Flags of Our Fathers. Flags of Our Fathers is the answer. And your last question of round number 1. After producing Transformers, Eagle-Eyed, and Disturbia in the late 2000s, Steven took a shine to Shia LaBeouf and tapped him to play what character? The son of Indiana Jones. So I'm looking for the name of the character here.
That's not really cool to make people have to think about that again.
Honestly, Mike, I gotta say it
held up better than you thought.
It's not like I've never hated it. Like I've never had like a Phantom Menace. Or Phantom Menace isn't even as bad as like Attack of the Clones, but I've never had like a prequel level hate of that movie. Well, but
it's kind of more like when your parents yell at you. I wasn't angry at it. I was disappointed in it.
Yeah, exactly. And I was saying when we were watching, I was saying to Alex, not to Desmond, because we want to bombard him with this. But although I will eventually. I was saying that it's like it was really the victim of like literally 20 years of different drafts and different ideas of scripts that they were just like, no, we got to put all of these things into one single movie. We can't possibly just trim any of it. We have to have aliens plus the communism thing. Plus it's like the whole communism thing and Indy is like branded a traitor. That's just dropped. It's so strange.
It's like Lucas's mental junk drawer became that movie.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. Wait, hang on. Wait, cancel me. The upvoting. What did I wait? What? Tell me. I'll do it. I'll cancel myself. Hang on. I didn't know what, but tell me what he did. All right, don't tell me what he just cancel me. It's all my fault. It's all my fault for including him and not keeping up with the cancellation. Wait. Oh, he did. Wait. Yeah, he did. Okay, I don't know what he did. All right, it's Mutt Williams. Mutt Williams, Henry Jones III, Henry Mutt Jones Williams, whatever the hell you wanted to put, any combination of that. If you knew what his name was in the movie, you got the point. All right, so let's take a look at our scores and standings here after the first round. We've got Stallone as a bad case of the Mondays with 3, Trivia Rocks with 3, the producers, Movie Noobs, and the Famble with 4, Avis and Bobo with 5, Gobble Gobble Gabagool with 6, tied with 7 in second place. We got the Ringwoodians and Tears for Fears, and tied for first place with a perfect 8. We've got Marley's Janes, How Am I Going to Be an Optimist, and Helsinki Syndrome. Those were our 3 competitors in last season's finale. They were our top 3 teams last season, so nicely done to them. Mike, what did your mental tally bear out there, buddy?
It's got to be 6. I got 2 wrong.
6. Okay. All right. That's pretty good, though. That's pretty solid. So let's see if you can beat Mike's mental tally, and if his mind starts slipping as the night goes on. He does have 2 children, and I can tell you that your mind does not stay sharp for more than at a time. No. All right. So that brings us to our second round. It's going to be our picture round. If I can get this to add to the stream. There we go. It's called No So Super 8. That's a typo. It should be Not So Super 8. Spielberg's 8 lowest grossing movies. So this title is not a quality assessment. It's just about their performance. There is 8 lowest. I mean, the dude has like Jurassic Park, made $1 billion, all the Indiana Jones movies, E.T. He's known for making money. These are the 8 that gross the lowest amount worldwide. You're going to see the images here to my right. You're also going to see them down below Mike embedded in the question. All right, so here we go. Let's jump in. This first one, it made $168 million. Mike, you might be able to watch. You might be able to go to the website and, oh no, you can see it here. You can see that here on the stream. Okay, so you're good. All right, so just name the movie for these. So this is the high. These are going to go in descending order of how much money they made. This one made 168 worldwide. Pretty solid, honestly, for the type of film this is. Oh, I just got sprayed in the eye from my own water bottle at Two Brute. All right. So this one, pretty good percentage here. Yeah, this was the best scene in Castaway, where he got real cold on the island. All right. This one is Bridge of Spies. Bridge of Spies. One of the 5 collaborations with Tom Hanks that Spielberg has done. There will be more. HANKSgiving is not over yet. HANKSgiving will never be over. All right, here comes your next one. This one made $142 million. These are unadjusted grosses, by the way. Not that matters. It's about recognizing the films, not about inflation rates and box office. Although I do, side note, Mike, how do you feel? I think adjusted numbers should be the only numbers that count, to be honest.
Yeah, because I'm going to get screamed at here, and it's not that I don't enjoy them, but the fact that most of the Avengers outweigh Jurassic Park doesn't feel right to me.
It's nuts. It's crazy. Because like a ticket costs, especially with the advent of 3D and since Avatar. All right, everybody got this right. It's a social. It's 92%, but it's really 100. Nicely done. It's the color purple. You see Whoopi there. Everyone got it because I think it's the only Spielberg movie with black people in it. All right, here comes question number 3. As great as he is, he doesn't have. West Side Story he did a good job with diverse cast, but not the best track record. This one made $130 million. His eyes staring at us. I see Mike's looking intently at that. You get what are you gonna do? What's gonna happen if you get close, Mike? You just what are you gonna
Don't get too close. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to talk to me. Is that Bana?
Yeah. That is Eric Bana. That is Eric Bana in the film Munich. That is Munich. Yeah, Eric Bana, Daniel Craig, bunch of guys are in that movie. All right. Question number 4. This one made $95 million. We're getting low. We're getting lower now. Even thinking for adjusted.
I know that one.
You know this one?
Yep.
What's your so what are you, 3 for 4?
This round kicked my butt. This round, if I get this one right, I'm 2 for 4.
Oh, okay. What did you get? You got Munich, I guess, because you didn't look.
Yeah, I know.
You didn't get close enough to the screen. That's why.
I didn't get Munich right.
What'd you get? What'd you get around the? Oh, you didn't get Bridge of Spies?
The first one. No, I thought it was Road to Perdition. But then I realized he had that stupid mustache in Road to Perdition, and he did
have that terrible mustache. That was a really bad mustache. Ill-advised mustache. He was also like the villain, right? Or not a villain, but like
a bad
he's
guy.
Like not a good guy in Road to Perdition, right?
He's a bad guy in Elvis. He's creepy.
That's right. He's bad. He's bad on a lot of levels. I love Hanks, but God, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if when being like one of the first people to have COVID just like warped his brain. But like, you see him in the Pinocchio thing. You see have you seen it? Did you watch the Pinocchio movie, Mike?
No, I've seen the trailers, but I think Baz Luhrmann just ruins people, and then you're never the same afterwards.
He's just all discombobulated. All right, this was Spielberg's first big flop. It's 1941. Yeah, Rod to Perdition. It is the best porn. I don't know why it would be the best porn. Yeah, Tom Hanks has a weird mustache in Rod to Perdition as well. He's in both. He's in both of them. All right, question number 5. What is this movie that only made $74 million? $74 million worldwide. I remember seeing this one in the theaters as a little kid. Well, that kind of tips my hand. I guess also the age of these two actors who are currently senior citizens also tips the age.
Yeah, he looks like he looks like he's melting lately. He looks totally different.
Yeah, and yeah, my man has looked old since birth, but like, yeah, he was looking like real weird even in like the Poseidon era when he was in the remake of the Poseidon Adventure in like 2006. All right, this movie, 5 teams got this. This is definitely on the harder side. This is Always. This is a movie with Richard Dreyfuss and Holly Hunter. That's Holly Hunter there. And Audrey Hepburn. It's like one of Audrey Hepburn's last movies. I think she plays God in it. 38%, but that scans. That's tougher. All right, here comes your next movie. Only made $67 million. Mike, do you know this one? And do you know who that kid is? Don't say it if you do.
Guess after. I'm getting torched this round.
This is tough. This is tougher than the picture round usually is. Digging a little deep. It's hard to dig deep on Spielberg because he's like the biggest populist filmmaker of all time. But some of these, they are like, he makes movies and sometimes, and you're just like, oh, I didn't realize that was his. All right, good chunk of teams got this one though. That is a teeny tiny Christian Bale right there in 1987 in Empire of the Sun. Empire of the Sun, which was actually that was one of my hints today on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram on show day. I give away one clue per round. I posted the poster of Empire of the Sun. All right, we've got, let's see. That didn't reveal. Let's see how many people got that right. 54, just about half got that one right. All right,
you're gonna throw Christian Bale out there and you can't go Newsies? Come on, man.
It's not a Spielberg. I don't think that's a Spielberg joint at all. All right.
It's always the right time for Newsies.
This, I could not believe that. I thought this movie did well, but it only made $44 million worldwide. I was stunned when I found this out. Yeah, Christian Bale was in a ton as a little kid.
Yeah, like good stuff too.
And he was also like, as not a kid, but like a young man, he was like the villain in the first Samuel L. Jackson Shaft movie. He's just like basically playing like Patrick Bateman in it too. I think he's just like a scumbag New York businessman, but he fighting Shaft.
The fact that you had to say the first Shaft movie with him.
There's two of them, and they're both called Shaft. It's so confusing. They just called it Shaft again. So there's 3 movies called Shaft, and they're all in the same continuity. They also, in the newest Shaft movie, they turned it into a comedy, and they retconned it that he's Shaft's son. He wasn't Shaft's son before. So I don't know what was going on. I didn't see that new Shaft movie. It did not look great. 77% got this one right. Amistad is that's Matthew McConaughey and Jaimon Hansu. Very close to each other, their faces. All right, and here is your last one. This one only made $7.5 million. This movie only made $7.5 million.
I think I know that.
All right, starting the timer now.
You think Bateman hung out with the Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because when the timelines line up,
it's about right.
Yeah. And Bateman never, part of the whole thing is he never got caught. So he cannot get caught. All right. So this was this was tough. As expected, this was like the lowest percentage one, but a couple teams danced around it. Someone said pre-Jaws. Someone said Goldie Hawn movie. Both of those things are accurate. This is his first theatrically released movie. It's after Duel, but before Jaws. It's called Sugarland Express. Sugarland Express is the name of this film. Mike, how did you do overall?
I got 3 in that round.
3 in that round. So you're at 9.
I'm at 9, yeah.
You're at 9. Okay. Well, before we check the leaderboard, let's do your lightning round. Lightning round is a quick way to get 4 points. I'm going to ask you a question that has 4 answers, and you are going to name it. These do not have to be in this week. They do not have to be in any kind of order. You get a point for each one that you get right. Don't have to get all 4. You can get anywhere between 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4 points. All right. So as I promised on Instagram, there's going to be a fair amount of Indiana Jones this week, because I'd say it's probably my favorite Spielberg thing. Well, maybe Jurassic Park. I don't know. That's irrelevant. So your lightning round tonight is all about Indiana Jones. What are the 4 main archaeological MacGuffins in the Spielberg directed Indiana Jones movies? And I will say, for Temple of Doom, I need specificity. I need an actual name for the Temple of Doom MacGuffin. You don't have to write Temple of Doom, but you do have to write the name. I just got the finger from my from my wife on that one. I'm probably getting the finger from people that I can't see at home, but I feel like this question's maybe on the easier side, so I gotta up it a little bit. So for Temple of Doom, give me the specific name. I'll give you some time before I hit the timer. Mike, I know that you this is 4 points in your pocket, right, buddy?
The second one's gonna get me.
Oh, the Temple of Doom one?
I know the god. I know how the village guy describes it to him. I know the marks on it. I know everything, but
I will say I'm not going to be a total hard ass. If you try and you're close with the one for Temple, I'm starting the timer now. If you try and you're close for the Temple of Doom one, I'm going to give as long as you like, it doesn't have to be perfect.
There's a question there. What is a MacGuffin? A MacGuffin is something in a movie that stands up the movie, and it's the premise of it, but it's not really important to the movie. It's just kind of
exactly
a red herring.
It's a plot device. It's an object, a person that sets the plot into motion, and that the characters are after. Often the good guys after it, and the bad guys are after it. But yeah, as Mike said, it's not really usually it doesn't really matter all that much. And yes, yep, the Maltese Falcon. And yes, you're welcome. Also, Professor Brzezinski, Mike,
dude, that
more than I did.
That flashed me back bad, because Chris's dad was my professor, and just hearing Professor Man, that just like shook me back 20 years.
I know you jumped back in time.
I just started calling his first name this year.
Alex meant that. She meant thanks to the progenitor, my dad. He's the mothership of all this information. Although MacGuffins I learned in school, I will say. All right, so let's open it up. Let's take a look here at how everybody did. Number 1, Ark of the Covenant. That's in the first movie, the Ark, the Lost Ark, whatever. Holy Grail in the Last Crusade. A Crystal Skull. Obviously, I feel like more teams should have gotten Crystal Skull, but also the Shankara Stones. Shankara Stones are the name of the sacred stones in the that they took from the village. I think everybody got their points. Everybody who put something that got everybody should be getting their answers here. Rosemary, which one did you get? I can adjust your score for you, because I only see one from you. But yeah, let me know what it missed, because sometimes that happens. And while I read off the scores and standings after 2 rounds and after 3 rounds, let's call it 3 rounds. We've got Trivia Rocks with 5, Movie Noobs and the Famble with 7, Stallone with 9, Gabagool, there we go, with 10, Producers and Tears for Fears with 14, Avis and Bobo with 15, The Ringwoodians with 16, Marley's Chains and How Am I Going to Be Optimist tied with 19, and jumping just ahead into sole possession of first place with 20 points It's the Helsinki syndrome, but we still got plenty of game left here, including our. Oh, so Mike, did you get that one? You got 3 of those or 4 of those?
3. All I could think in my head, I'm at 12. All I could think was, now you see the magic of the rock.
Now yes, now I understand its
Now
power.
you see the make of the rock. Yeah.
All right, so this one is called your puzzle round. Your next round is your puzzle round, and this one is called Venn diagrams. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you Venn diagrams of different aspects of Spielberg movies, and you have to find the commonalities. What am I talking about? So let's. I'll give you a couple of examples here. So if I said a 1982 movie starring Drew Barrymore in one circle, and 2001 movie starring Haley Joel Osment. And what is the overlap there? Of course, I'm speaking about them in generalities because that's ET and AI. So the overlap there is initialisms, initial titles. Now, this is one of those puzzle rounds that can be open-ended. So if you can give me an answer that shows an overlap that's substantive, not just like John Williams scored them both, because obviously that, they're both a movie. They both have children. It's going to be something more specific. But if you can make a case, you can make a case for a good overlap, and I will take it because it's, it is a little more open-ended than a traditional trivia thing. Here's another example. E.T. in one circle and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. The overlap that I'm looking for is friendly aliens. We got friendly aliens in both. Okay, so these could be plot mechanics. They could be an actor. There could be something kind of outside the box, something about the way the movie was made. So think in a few different directions and see what you got. All right, so here comes your first one that counts. This is number 1. You'll also see these, just like last round, you'll see these embedded. You'll see them here, and you'll see them embedded below. Minority Report and War of the Worlds. What do they have in common? What do those 2 films have in common? Seeing correct answers coming in. Starting off with a pretty concrete one. Everybody who's submitting, getting it right so far. All right, now I'm just checking back on the chat here, Rosemary. I'll give you the. I'm going to adjust your score, give you the point for the Holy Grail, and you should see that point reflected now. All right, so everybody got this right. Everybody got this right. Both of these movies, they star Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is in these. If you put Tom Cruise protagonist, they star Tom Cruise. Anything about Tom Cruise, he's in both of these films. All right, so these are going to get a little more abstract as they go. Maybe to the point where you'll get mad at me. I don't know. All right, so here we have in one circle E.T. 11 years and Jurassic Park 4 years. So think about maybe what that might mean, what I'm talking about, and go ahead. I'll give you extra time to think about this one. We got one team in with a correct answer. Mike, you have any thoughts?
Yeah.
I actually read I don't want to say what it was, but I read a really interesting Twitter thread about this subject. A few.
Let me know when everyone's done, and I'll I'll go after. See if
I
I'm
think
right.
everyone, I'm just with these, whenever I have like an open-ended thing like this, it takes a second to regrade it because everybody phrases it in a different way because there's not like a single thing to say. I think everybody's got it though. Mike, what would your guess be?
Spielberg's highest grossing film and how many years it was the highest grossing for him for?
Yep. These were both of these movies were the highest grossing movie of all time. E.T. was the highest grossing movie of all time from 1982 until it was unseated by Jurassic Park in 93. Jurassic Park only lasted 4 years until Titanic knocked
Ew.
it out. All
Ew.
right. Yeah, not unjustly. And now it's all just Titanic and Avatar and Avengers Endgame jockeying for position constantly back and forth depending on who re-releases it. This one we got 3 circles. We've got Saving Private Ryan, Schindler's List, and the Indiana Jones series. Looking for the series writ large here.
Got that one.
All right. Yeah, this one I'll say don't think too hard about this one. If you think it is if you think it's something, it's probably that. All right. Looking good. Everybody's getting this right. I think this actually might be true. All right. I'm going to see this is okay. There was a case here where someone put what I did not consider to be not the answer I was looking for. They put that best director nominations. He was definitely nominated for Schindler and Saving Private Ryan. I'm pretty sure he was nominated for Raiders of the Lost Ark as well. So I took that. But what I was mostly looking for here, and most people got it, is Nazis. I hate these guys. It's fighting Nazis. They're all fighting Nazis. If you put World War II, I took it. It's to be pedantic. It's technically not correct because the Indiana Jones series takes place before World War II started and after World War II ended. But I took it because it's close enough. You got it right, basically. All right, question number 4. We've got 6 different Venn diagrams in this one. 6 little tiny Venn diagrams. I'm getting 2 fuck you fingers from my wife right now. Double barrel. But I'll read them off. We got Jurassic Park and Schindler's List, Always and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, War Horse and the Adventures of Tintin, Amistad and the Lost World Jurassic Park, Munich and War of the Worlds, and Minority Report and Catch Me If You Can. So each of these Venn diagrams have the same thing in common, but it's all in pairs. Yes, they are all the same answer. Each one of these pairs has the same thing in common. Each one of these pairs has the same thing in common. So there's one answer. Exactly. Each one of these has the same thing in common. So there is one single answer. 6 different things that all come out for the same thing.
Giving a lot of play to Always today. You got some stock.
It's a big. I'm not done, Mike. I am not done with Always here.
You want to throw Hero up there too? I know it's not.
This is the most. This is the most that anyone's talked about Always, including Spielberg when he made Always.
I could just imagine him during the pitch meeting right now, sitting drive us down and go, Richard, when have I steered you wrong before? And him going, hey, I trust you.
All right, I'm just regrading some of these, making sure everybody's getting their points. Man, oh man, like that's kind of wild that Spielberg and Dreyfuss, they did Jaws, Close Encounters, then they waited like 12 years and just fucking Always. They're just like, we gotta get the band back together, Steve. We're back. The boys are back in town to do Always. All right. So what do these pairs of movies have in common? They were all released. Each pair was released in the same year. Jurassic Park and Schindler's List in 1993, 93, 89, 2011, 97, 05, and 02. Reading right to left, top to bottom. So I always love a good Spielberg double year. I think the best Spielberg, Mike, and in the chat too, which of these double years do you think is the best Spielberg double year?
It's got to be Jurassic Park, Schindler's List.
Oh yeah, I guess so. That's true. I also want. I feel like maybe not a close second because those are both just such untouchable classics. Minority Report, Catch Me If You Can was awesome. That was a really good double year. All right, here we go. With I also Warhorse and Tintin. What a
well at Last Crusade is saying to always get on my back. Let's go.
All right, so we got Captain Quint in Jaws and Riff in West Side Story. And I will say for this one, think outside the box, and it's a little cutesy. It's a little cutesy. I'll give you that one. Think outside the box. Think clever. Think Chris is too clever for his own good, and maybe you'll get it.
I'm surprised something hasn't been thrown at you from off camera yet.
I'm taking a wide swath. I'm taking a wide swath on these. They do both die. They do both die. In fact, in the film, they do have that in common. And to put a finer point on it, they are both killed by sharks. They are both killed by sharks.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Quint is killed by. They both get.
There it is.
Oh wait, yeah. They both sing a song in the movie. That's right. They do. I'm gonna take that absolutely because Quint sings "Farewell and Adieu, you old Spanish ladies." That's right. They do both sing a song. That's absolutely right. Avis and Bobo. Thank you. They do. They absolutely do. Good call. All right. Question number, what the hell question is this? Six. The titular character in The Adventures of Tintin and the titular character in the BFG. What do they have in common? What do they have in common?
I have a very clever answer.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry, Alex. I'm giving you. I see you type sharks. That's right. You got the point now. Can I get an apology for having the thing thrown at me now that I gave you the point? There's one really good answer, and it's basically what I'm looking for. She's not going to apologize for throwing that at me.
When it's time to give this answer, I'm going to try to give it to you in a clever way when you're ready, or at least my answer.
All right. What? Okay, Mike. What are you gonna say?
I was just gonna be clever and say they might be giants because I know you like the band.
Tintin's a little tiny man though. That's
I know.
He's definitely not. He's
got special hair
than most. Okay, I'm just making sure. I think what I'm looking for here is they are both mocap. They are both mocap performances. They are both motion capture, animated, however you want to phrase it. All right, we've got two of these left, and this is another triple Venn diagram here. We got AI, Close Encounters, and his new movie, The Fabelmans. A new movie, which I think it's out now.
So is Alex just like a really big Ed Harris fan, or
Ed Harris?
yeah, The Abyss?
Oh yeah, she can't get enough of that scene where he has the breathable liquid.
It's terrifying.
All right, this one was let's see. Nobody got it right. this one was maybe too hard. This one was an antisocial. These three. I posted a picture of the Fablemans today, and I zoomed in on the poster to the point where it says "written by Steven Spielberg," which is actually very rare for him. These are three. I believe the only three. If my research is correct, the only three that he has a writing credit. He gets involved. He gave the idea for ET, but he is not a credited writer on the vast majority of the movies that he. Close Encounters is actually the only one that is he's the sole credited writer for. So it's Spielberg has a writing credit. But if you said something that you think that should count, please. I am open. I'm certainly open to it. And Michael, look at this. Look at what we got here. What? My. What have we here? Always and West Side Story. Always and West Side Story. What do those two Spielberg movies have in common?
And unfortunately, I know one side of this really well. My wife, I've seen the new West Side Story several times.
You have, really?
Yeah, she really likes it. It's all right. It's okay. I don't like my teenagers played by 20-year-olds. I want them played by 40-year-olds like the original.
Just making sure. All right. It's almost. Time is just about up. So as Mike said, West Side Story, and as obviously you all know, West Side Story is not an original movie. It is a remake, and so is Always. These are Spielberg's two remakes. These are the only two remakes that he's made. He's done a lot of adaptations, but these are the only two straight up remakes. Always, the original is from the 40s, I think. All right, so let's take a look at your scores and standings here after 3 rounds, or heading into our last leg of the game here. We've got the Famble with 7, Trivia Rocks with 10, Movie Noobs with 10, Gabagool with 11, Stallone with 14, Avis and Bobo with 18, the Producers and the Ringwoodians and Tears for Fears all tied with 19. We've got a very tight game up at the top. Marley's Chains in third with 24, and just ahead of them, tied with 25 points apiece, we've got How Am I Going to Be an Optimist back in first place, joining the Helsinki Syndrome. So it's very, very close game as we head into our double points round and then into our final round, which is our post-credits blitz. But let's jump into our double points round, which is Spielberg taglines. So I am going to give you a tagline from a Spielberg movie and the year that it was released, but it's going to be missing a word or two. So for 1 point, you fill in that blank or blanks. I'll tell you how many words are missing. Usually it's one. And for the other point, name the film. Name the film that tagline is selling. All right. So, Mike, how'd you do on that last round?
I'm
overall?
at 16.
16.
I'm at 16. I got 4 in the last round.
Very solid. And you're playing by yourself. All right. So let's jump into this round. Here we go. I'm going to start off easy, basically a freebie here. You'll never go in the blank again, 1975. So fill in that. It's one missing word. Fill in that missing word and tell me what movie. I'm gonna have a quick trigger on this one because this one's the gimme. All right. This is you'll never go. Mike, don't forget to score yourself for 2 points if you got both of these. You'll never go in the water again because Jaws is so scary. It's so scary. It is scary, but I would go in the water because it's unlikely to happen to me. Famous last words. I'm gonna get eaten by a shark. I'm definitely getting eaten by a shark now that I've said this. All right. 85% got Jaws, 69% got water. All right, here we go. The blank is life, 1993. The blank is life, 1993. Fill in the one word. Tell me what the movie is. I'll show you what, Mike, you know what I got here? Well, I'm here. I got little props that I can show everybody. I've got this. This is my version of ET that I've got. It's got the terrible it's the 20th anniversary one that has the disgraceful edits that he made to it. You remember the edits, Mike?
Oh, with the walkie-talkies?
The walkie-talkies.
Yeah, with the walkie-talkies.
ET in the fucking tub. It's like ET. There's like a CGI ET in a tub spitting water. So weird. And they edited out the word terrorist in one part because it was 2002.
Yeah, they couldn't even say it. Yeah.
Yeah, you could. It's 2002. So
Copy of the video. I had the video game. Oh man, there's a great documentary on that video game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I talked about that a few weeks ago. What is it called? Oh, it's mostly about Atari. But yeah.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah, I forget what it's.
Game Over. The Atari
Howard Warshaw. Yeah.
All right, so this
Howard
one,
Warshaw.
good chunk of teams got this. It's the list. The list is life. As in Schindler's List. Schindler's List. I actually said the year of Schindler's List earlier in the last round. If you didn't know what year it was, so hopefully that helped. All right, question number 3. What if blank blank grew up? 2 words for this one. 2 words for the blank part. What if blank blank grew up? 1991. What if Schindler's List grew up?
Oh, I should have known that right away, dude. I'm ashamed of myself for a second there.
All right, it's late.
That's a great movie. We've had many conversations about that movie as well. I think it's very underrated. I think very underrated.
I've always stuck up for this movie, but I will say this one didn't age as well. I watched it like not too long ago, and there's just parts of it that are kind of a slog. That's that's my beef with it.
I'll watch it when it's on, and you know the one word you have to yell, when you could probably yell it when you give the answer.
Yeah, you yell Roofy. Oh! If you're watching Hook, Hook is the answer. What if Peter Pan grew up? What if Peter Pan grew up is the concept of Hook. This was another kind of a weird move for him. I guess like it's one of those movies where it like makes sense on paper. It's like, yeah, we'll do this grown-up Peter Pan movie. Spielberg is great for it. But I mean, the dude, here's the thing, even like bottom tier Spielberg, he's still just such a master of how to move the camera and how to elicit an emotion in the audience. Some might call it manipulative, but to me, it's just like a mastery of how to like keep you engaged visually, dynamically. Even Crystal Skull, where he's like moving into like more digital, like too much digital stuff. It's not even talking about some of these later films, but I don't want to name names because they might come up. All right, question number 4. The Mission is a blank. 1998. The Mission is a blank. 1998. You got this one, Mike?
I've got the phrase. I don't have the movie for some reason, even though I should. Oh, yeah, no, I got it.
Tell me. The Mission is a
Man.
And that man is?
James Francis Ryan.
That's right. Saving Private Ryan. The Mission is a man, and that man is Private Ryan. They are saving him. It's Saving Private Ryan.
You know how
I can't. What was that?
You know how little I know about movies? So that's the same year that Shakespeare in Love came out, and I saw it with a friend in the theater.
Yeah.
I said, look, it was okay. You like it because it was romantic. Don't be heartbroken if you don't hear from it in about another week. And then it beats the snot out of Saving Private Ryan somehow.
Well,
I still don't know.
That's because that's only because someone truly cancelable, a terrible producer, a terrible evil producer man pushed it through the Oscar procedures. A terrible vile man who he pushed Saving Private Ryan.
Is that why whatchamacallit was in it as Kip Marlowe? Is that how Affleck got in Shakespeare in Love?
I guess. There was an edict that you had to put Affleck in everything from like 1997 to 2000. All right, question number 5.
Teeth capped. Why wouldn't you?
The True Story of a Real Blank, 2002. The True Story of a Real Blank, 2002. This one's tough. Couple right answers coming in, though. Hopefully, True Story might put you on the right path. Mike, what do you got for me? What do you think?
I'm thinking Catch Me If You Can, but I don't know if it's con or crook. I put con.
It's Catch Me If You Can, but it's neither of those is the word. It's the true story of a real fake. The true story of a real fake. A couple teams did get it right. Catch Me If You Can, though, a lot of people were able to figure out, they were able to suss out that it's a true story. You're kind of dancing around it. You had the right idea, but fake is the word in the tagline. All right, question number 6. An adventure blank million years in the making, 1993. An adventure blank million years in the making.
I'll hang up if I don't get that one.
You gotta get that number right.
Do you see? That's the part now. Now I'm going to be slipping up on that. See if my mind betrays me. I just went with what popped into my head.
I feel like we've all heard this a lot.
Yeah, my math might be off, but I am curious. And I'm not cheating. I'm explaining to my wife why I'm in the basement talking to another grown man for an hour and a half.
just lurking down there.
Yeah, I am. I'm down here all day.
You're like the Babadook.
But at least it's got walls now. It's creepy before.
All right. So this one, it's Jurassic Park, but the number, it's also like just a general paleontological number. So maybe you knew it from that. It's 65 million years. An adventure 65 million years in the making. All right. Let's see. Where did my questions go? Hang on. There we go. No, that was tough. That was tougher than I thought. I thought, Mike, did you get the number right?
Yeah, I did. Because I started with this. I was like, because it was rolling off the tongue. I know it had.
You can hear it too. I think they use that tagline in the trailers, like the old school, like early to mid 90s.
And then I just kept thinking about the McDonald's commercial where they bring it in through the trees.
Yeah, they said that shit a lot. All right. Two more regular questions before our post-credits blitz round. Have the adventure of your life keeping up with the blank 1989.
Oh.
Have the adventure of your life keeping up with the blank 1989.
Nice. Also one of my personal favorites.
Oh, yeah. It's great. This was I'm sure I've said this before, but this was like the first movie. This was 1989 was like the year I became an absolute weirdo for movies, because it was like that was the year all these sequels came out. Like sequels to shit that we watched on VHS and cable, like because Mike and I are both born more or less the same time, early 80s. And so like you watched like Ghostbusters a million times. You watched The Answer Here. It is Indiana Jones keeping up with the Joneses, as in Henry Sr. and Henry Jr. And it's Last Crusade. So like you had seen Raiders and Temple of Doom like a million times on HBO and on tape.
Bill and
then
Ted was 89, right?
Yeah. And then, yeah, it was 89. And then like there was a Star Trek movie that summer. So it's just like all these movies that it was like the first time I was like excited. And Batman, of course. Batman was the biggest movie of 1989. All right. So here it comes, your final double points question before the bonus round. A better blank awaits 2018. A better blank awaits 2018. Definitely the most recent movie on this list. Can you hear my HVAC? This is the first time I'm downstairs. I feel so strange. This is so odd. I like having this stuff behind me though.
Are you right by the stairs?
I'm in the opposite corner. I'm looking at the stairs. Okay. The TV is over here. And move the entire dining room table to do this. It's small.
It is a nice set background.
Yeah, I kind of like it. I had to throw it together in like 10 minutes though, because it was just like I'd usually do it in our room, and then but the baby sleeps in there, and we have to like move her, and then she wakes up and gets pissed, and then Alex can't play because you got a screaming baby. So I'm like, I'll just do it down here for the rest of the season, maybe, if it works out, which I think it's fine. Feels different though. So strange. All right, here comes your answer. This one, I think most people got actually most people got both. It's a better reality awaits, which is the tagline for Ready Player One, which was Mike, did you see Ready Player One? Did you read Ready Player One? I read.
Yeah, and I
was
don't
a
like
book-
to be that book person that says one's better than the other, but yeah, I read the book. It's a lot.
Yeah, I feel like Ready Player One, both the book and the movie, are like, to me, they're like the worst kind of storytelling, which is like not good enough to be good, but good enough to be like
To hold your
interest,
attention.
to hold my attention. So now I got to read this whole fucking book that I don't think is well written, but it's what, like, the story had me enough that I wanted to find out what happened.
You
And
think
like,
that's bad? Read the second one. I couldn't even get through it. The second one.
oh, I know, I couldn't. I heard it was
God awful.
terrible. And of course, it's just called Ready Player Two. So lazy. All right. Let's take a look at your scores and standings as we head into our post-credits blitz. We've got Trivia Rocks with 14, Gabagool and Movie Noobs with 17, Stallone with 22, Tears for Fears with 27, Avis and Bobo with 30, Producers and Ringwoodians tied with 31 apiece. And still, we've had a little bit of a shakeup here. We've got How Am I Going to Be an Optimist and Helsinki tied with 39, and Marley's Chains jumping into first place with 40. So really good. These are also very high scores here at the top. Nicely done. So that's going to bring us to our final little stretch of the game. It is our post-credits blitz. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Each of those questions is worth upwards of 2 points. It has 2 correct answers. Each one is worth 1 point. So if you get both correct answers, select both correct, hit submit, you get 2 points. But there's also a fake out incorrect answer in there. And if you select that one, it wipes you out to 0. So if you know one for sure and you don't want to gamble, you don't want to roll the dice, you can just click that one and hit submit, bank your 1 point, and move on. Or if you know it, go for both, or gamble. You got a 50-50 shot on it. All right. So this post-credits blitz is going to be all about Oscars. It's going to be all about Spielberg and other people in the Spielberg orbit and the Academy Awards. All right. So here we go with our first question. I'm also going to be pretty quick on the trigger for the timer in this in these, because they're all multiple choice. All right, question number 1. For all his personal Oscar success, all those nominations and wins we were talking about before, only 3 actors have won Academy Awards for appearing in a Spielberg movie. Ariana DeBose for West Side Story, and which 2 men? Mark Rylance, Liam Neeson, and Daniel Day-Lewis are your options. 2 of those won an Oscar for a Spielberg movie. 1 of them did not. Pick the 2, or pick 1 if you know it for sure, and hit submit. Timer's going to come pretty quick on this one. All right, let's open it up. The Mark Rylance won for Bridge of Spies. And you might think that Liam Neeson won for Schindler, but he did not. But Daniel Day-Lewis won for Lincoln. Oh, most people got Daniel Day-Lewis for Lincoln. Yeah, he won. I think that was his 3rd, was for playing Lincoln in 2012. And Mark Rylance won for Bridge of Spies before he became the CGI BFG abomination. All right, question number 2. Mainstay composer John Williams has won 3 Oscars for scoring Spielberg movies, and 2 more for which films? Star Wars, Fiddler on the Roof, and Home Alone are your options. He won for E.T., Schindler, and Jaws are the Spielberg ones that he won for. But he's won 2 others for non-Spielberg movies. Which 2? I feel like one of them is obvious. The other might be a coin flip for you.
Gonna take the 1.
Take the 1. I feel like a lot of people are going to take the 1 on this one, because the 1 is a layup. The 1 layup, obviously, it's Star Wars. Dude won for Star Wars, but he also won for Fiddler on the Roof in 1972. Or the award was given out in 1973. Couple people fell into the Home Alone trap. He did score Home Alone. That's not a trick or anything, and he was nominated. He's been nominated for like every movie he's done, and he's done.
He
What's that?
existed. He existed before Spielberg directed. I don't think that's true. We have to check that.
Spielberg didn't. Apparently, Spielberg did not create him in
Grow up in a petri dish,
Arizona basement,
out of George Lucas's beard.
Lucas's beard trimmings. He used his cloning machine. All right, and your last question of the night: HANKSgiving returns. What are the only two of Spielberg and Hanks's 5 collaborations that were not nominated for Best Picture? They've worked together 5 times. 3 of them have been nominated for Best Picture. 2 have not. Which 2 have not? And your options are The Post, The Terminal, and Catch Me If You Can. So I'm looking for the 2 that have not been nominated. The 2 Hanks Spielberg movies that have not been nominated for Best Picture. All right, I put this one last because this was tricky. Because if you had asked me before looking it up, I would have absolutely sworn that Catch Me If You Can was nominated for Best Picture, but it was not, because this is back when it was still only 5 nominees. And 2002 was a pretty stacked year. But The Post was, in fact, nominated. And we're doing this right at the very end. The Post, starring Meryl Streep. Ba-boom. Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia. There it is. You've been Mamma Mia'd right there at the end of the game. All right, so let's take a look at your... Obviously, The Terminal didn't get a nomination because it's The Terminal. All right, let's take a look.
Oh, he just died. He just died, by the way, the guy it was based on.
The airport man?
Yeah,
the airport man died?
He died in an airport.
Oh my God. Do you think Tom Hanks went to the funeral?
I hope
he
so.
Should.
I hope he didn't take a FedEx plane.
He definitely sent flowers. All right, so let's take a look at your final scores. We got Trivia Rocks with 17. Gabagool with 21, Movie Noobs with 23, Stallone with 25, Ringwoodians and Tears for Fears with 31, Avis and Bobo and the producers tied in 4th with 35. In your top 3 spots, we've got Helsinki Syndrome with 42, How Am I Going to Be an Optimist with 44, and your winners with 46 points. Marley's Chains, they went 6 for 6 in the Blitz. Nicely done. Great game. Mike, how did you, what's your total? How'd you do?
Ended up with 30. 30.
How much? 30
total?
That's very solid, though. I think that's very solid for a man by himself in a basement. So
wow, that's a new standard. Man by self in basement.
That's the
new
bar.
watermark.
Oh wait, Rosemary said in the chat here he was back in the terminal. I had no idea of any of these updates about the Terminal Man. So, Mike, thank you so much for stopping by. Come by anytime. I hope you had fun. It's good to see you.
Hope I didn't irritate anybody.
I don't think so. I'll ask. I mean, I'll ask people if you irritated them.
If they keep coming back for you, I'm just like a Diet Coke version of you. So I mean,
it's the question. They don't care about. I'm a pest. All right. So, Mike, thank you so much. Is there anything you want to plug? Do you want to plug your mysterious overlord company or anything? Is there?
Well, it's the largest company in the world, I think. But I'd plug Mediocrity Boy and Half-Ass since I'm referencing it with my name. Just put the link in there, guys. We only have 500 views.
It's a movie pilot that Mike and I made 15 years ago, and I was much younger and much heavier. So it'll be interesting to watch.
I was much blonder. No, I didn't go to Nova, but I'm the biggest fan you'll ever meet. Like you could see right next to the V, there's a little golf club shaped hole from the last game I watched. So,
Well, thank you, Mike. Thank you for being here. Thank you everybody for playing tonight. I hope you enjoyed looking at my DVDs and Blu-rays. Thank you so much for coming here on a Monday night instead of a Wednesday. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. We'll be back to regular Wednesday night games next Wednesday, the 30th. It'll be the last regular season game before the finale on December 7th. Next week's theme is going to be trilogies. It'll also be your last chance to double up your points. So check the standings. I'll have those out in the next couple of days. I won't forget this week. So come back next Wednesday night, regular time, 9 o'clock. Have a great holiday. Stay safe. Watch a bunch of movies over this long weekend. And I'll see you back here Wednesday night. McClunky.